guys. Welcome to the 716 Sports Entertainment Podcast, where today we are going to look at Monday Night Raw from last night, May the 5th, 2025, coming to you guys live from Omaha, Nebraska. We had a heck of a show last night. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of returns, a lot of well, we actually got a decent amount of matches, or 5 matches on the show, which is odd for a 2 hour Raw. Normally we see like three. So that was good, and some really good promo segments and some stuff getting together, setting up for Backlash coming up this weekend. So we're going to break it all down for you guys. As always, I am Mike with the 716 Sports Entertainment, joined by my main man, Mr. T. Reese. And guys, as always, hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to have a giveaway when we get to 100 subs, and we're almost there. So thank you guys so much for the support. So let's get right into it, Reese. We had main event Jey Uso come out, open the show. I know we were just talking about this before we logged on, but man, his entrance is just something else with the way that crowd goes. Like I kind of caught onto it late a little bit, and I'm just like hitting that 10-second skip button, like crowd still going, crowd still going, crowd still going, and just crazy. It was like 90 or 100 seconds before he even started talking, and then he's like, "I'm gonna hit my music again." It's
Yeah,
like, dude's just a beast. So. But this led to him, in the opening segment where we thought it was going to be Logan Paul that was going to come out to, further their feud, which we'll get into that when we get into the main event. But instead, Paul Heyman came out, and holy shit, did Paul Heyman cut a promo here? Like, this was Paul Heyman at his finest. And I'll let you kind of go into it here, but what did you think of that promo? That was something else by Paulie.
I mean, he put everything he had in that promo. I mean, the crazy thing too, it was all facts. So
Mhm.
this is what's so hard about, you know, who do you cheer for? You know what I mean? I mean, he's doing his best work right now, Heyman. The best work he's done in a very long time. Um, Seth Rollins is doing his thing right now, but his promo in that was just like it's he took everything out of himself to put in that rant, and it was incredible. And it's exactly how somebody in a situation like him would react. Me, I'm the bad guy. And that's basically what he's saying. How are you going to say it's me? I mean, you started the whole going against our tribal trees, and then you're going to come at me with some sort of morality against. No, you started this. I finished it. That's basically what he said.
Yeah.
But he said it with such emotion and pain. I'll be honest with you, Heyman probably should be an actor.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I literally was like the way he was like his face was getting like I mean it's hard to tell through the spray tan, but like his face was like I thought he was gonna pop. Like he looked like dude, you need to like bring it down a little bit because like bro, you're gonna have a heart attack. But
Yeah, I thought for sure. I mean, I'm surprised he even had a voice still to keep talking.
yeah, but I mean it was great, and I mean he went on about his just his issue, like why he did it, right? Like
Yeah.
CM Punk, should never have put him in that situation with Roman Reigns, right? And like and that makes sense. Like that's a justifiable reason, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns, he went on the history about setting up the whole bloodline thing for keeping Roman Reigns at the top of the card for 5 years, getting him that championship for 1,300 days, and then he loses it at WrestleMania. And then again, I love it how WWE isn't treating their audience like they're stupid anymore.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of like, yeah, remember when Solo and the Bloodline and the Tongans put Paul Heyman through a table? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
remember that happened? Paul Heyman still remembers that. It's not like it's something that just happened. You know what I mean? So, like, and Roman wasn't there. And I just thought that this was great storytelling by Paul, like, as always. And I mean, it's going to be really great to see what they do with this new segment with
Yeah.
him.
I mean, the incredible part too is like when you think back at that moment when he got put through the table. I remember thinking at some point Roman Reigns is going to answer this call, and you forget that he never he never came to save him at any point, and he pretty much came back for his own, for whatever he wanted was the title and to become the head of the table, the official head of the table again, and you get his UFO back. But I mean, what a way! I mean, again, this is what I've been talking about with storytelling with WWE. It's like some storylines they're putting everything they have in it, you know. Then there's other storylines you just like, this is just lazy. it's just so crazy how there's these different levels to all their storylines. Um, but yeah, his rant. If you didn't watch it, for anybody that's watching it, go back and watch it again. And Jay Uso answering them back was pretty cool too. I'll be honest with you. Maybe I'm wrong about Jay. Maybe a lot of people are wrong about Jay. Maybe he can hold this up. Maybe
Yeah.
he can be somebody to be held in the singles matches and someone who can hold a title and hold a storyline. Because we've never seen Jay this good.
No, I mean, his thing with Gunther was not this good. And like, I love all of his stuff with the bloodline. Like, it still makes me like I always say I loved what happened at WrestleMania 40, but at the same time, I kind of thought the conclusion of the story at the time was when Jay and Roman faced off at SummerSlam, like maybe like a year and a half ago. And
Mm-hmm.
there was that kind of that culmination. It always felt to me like for the longest time that when the bloodline thing was going on, Jay should have been the one to beat Roman. Like it
Yeah.
always seemed like it was leading to Jay being the one to beat
Mm-hmm.
Roman. Yeah, I mean, Jay's been, obviously they rewarded Jay because of everything, because of the crowds and everything else going on like that at WrestleMania. But
Mm-hmm.
this did lead to a title match for the main event of the show between Seth and Jay, which we will cover when we get to the main event portion of the show. But overall, this was an excellent opener, and it really kind of went on throughout the entire show as there were segments backstage that kind of you know, that kind of helped us kind of get to the finish line of this story, which we'll talk about when we get to the main event.
Mm-hmm.
So it did lead us to our first match where we had JD McDonough versus Penta. And Penta defeated JD McDonough by pinfall after hitting the Mexican Destroyer. Mexican Destroyer. There was a bunch of outside interference from the Judgment Day and Chad Gable. The referee ejected Balor and Carlito, and Penta secured the win. And this ultimately is leading to a match at Backlash between everyone's favorite Intercontinental Champion, the Dirty One, Dominic Mysterio, versus Penta. So I guess let me ask you two questions. One, what did you think of the match? And two, Penta versus Dom already? Like this quick?
Well, first, let me say that the women's title match was that was actually pretty good. That was actually pretty good.
Oh, that was after this though, wasn't it?
Before this,
No, no, no. Io versus Roxanne?
yeah, that was before.
No, wasn't Penta and JD next?
No, I believe that was the first match of the
Oh,
night.
I was gonna get into that next. I have that
Yeah.
next on my list, but
Okay.
that's
Okay. Okay.
we can talk about that.
Well, yeah, yeah, we'll do that. But that JD and Penta match was great. It went the way we expected it with all the interference and stuff. Um, are they setting up your boy Penta to get that belt?
I don't know. I was always thinking like, maybe. The logical conclusion of the story is that it goes to Finn, like,
Right.
end that Judgment Day stuff. But I really don't. Just thinking about that Backlash card, like, it really seems like we're going to have a sloppy finish in the main event. Do you really want to have another sloppy finish in this match too? And
No.
you got Gunther and Pat McAfee. Like, who knows what the hell we're going to get there? And then you've got Becky and Lyra, which will probably be great. And then you've got the Fatal Four, which will also probably be great. But you're going to get a sloppy finish in the main event. And do you really want to do another sloppy finish with this one? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Penta could win.
I,
That would be sweet.
well, that's exactly what I think they want us to think. But I just don't understand why would you, with Penta being so early in his WWE career, why are we automatically? Remember, we said maybe they should bring him along slowly, get him involved in some different storylines, get his name out there more. But we've also seen WWE, somebody gets a pop, they're automatically going to throw him in there. It's kind of what, it's interesting that TKO owns, it's kind of running WWE right now. They do the same thing with their fighters. Like, you don't necessarily have to be number one. It's what's going to sell tickets. It's certainly what sometimes it'll go to. So I'm just wondering, maybe they're just kind of they're going to throw him out there and just see what happens. In my opinion, it's too early to put a belt on Penta because you don't want to wear him out. Once you get a belt, now everybody knows who you are.
Yeah.
So I think there's still other storylines you can build up with him before you do that. But hey, I'm not gonna be mad at it. I mean, that's my man. If you're gonna put a belt on him this early, then put a belt on him this early. I just don't see how they take it off Dom already too. Um, but I just thought it was an interesting decision to put Penta involved in it, considering all the other stuff that's going on around Penta. Obviously, you've seen your boy jump in there and interfere. Our boy, El Grande Americano. So he tried
Gracias.
to. But he, and he, at some point, I didn't expect him to interfere in this match, which is interesting. But we'll see what happens. I wonder, unless they're going to bring this where maybe they move Phoenix over to Raw.
Yeah.
He's got a match with Phoenix. Now he's trying to interfere in Penta's matches. So now you got a, crossing storylines now. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess I can't be mad either way. If he takes the belt off of Dom, he takes it off of Dom. But I like to see Dom hold the belt and kind of see what his chops are like being, holding on to a belt and trying to, live up to his father's legacy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, Penta is really over with the crowd, and thinking about it while you were saying that, they did just purchase the AAA promotion, right? And, are they wanting to push that a little bit, like saying, hey, look at what we do with our luchadors, right? I mean, I don't know. Like we'll have our predictions for this on Friday. I'm still probably leaning Dom, but it's certainly going to be a good one, I think. I just hope that we get like a clean finish regardless of what happens.
Yeah.
So then we had, as you noted, we had Io versus Roxanne Perez in a non-title match. Io did get the pin over Roxanne after a sunset flip. This was a fantastic match, very fast-paced, and just overall solid. Roxanne looks great. I knew, obviously we knew that she wasn't beating Io, and this obviously led to the sort of the post-match angle where Roxanne went to go and shake her hand. And they kind of bowed to one another, and then Julia came out of nowhere to complete the ambush of Io, and obviously they're fully heel at this point, both of them. And gotta love my girl Julia. And I just it's interesting because they're still using her on NXT as well. She's actually got a match tonight against Jordan Grace for the number one contender for Stephanie Victor. But I kind of think that Jordan's probably going to win that because I feel like we're setting up a match between Io and Rhea versus Roxanne and Julia, which maybe we'll get that at Saturday night's main event or something like that. So that'll be a good one. But what did you think of this, and like where do you think they're going to go with these four?
Well, they still haven't let them talk, which is interesting. I mean, they're allowing all this, interference happening and them jumping people, but they haven't given us any reason for it yet. Which is interesting because it's been a few weeks now, and we haven't heard either one of them with the microphone explain what's going on. Why are they teamed up? Why are they jumping people? I think we spoke about this last week on Raw, about the Raw show. Well, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't know because we're not getting any answers from anybody. And the match was actually pretty good. I mean, obviously, Roxanne Perez is a talent, and you're in the ring with one of the greatest wrestlers in Io.
Absolutely.
Women wrestlers in the world. You're gonna have a great match. Obviously the cheesy, shake my hand. We all knew that somebody,
Yeah.
we knew that was coming at some point. But they put on a good match. I just need an explanation as to the reason why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. Solid match though, and I just, I'm assuming it'll lead to some kind of pay-per-view at some point. But to your point, like we need to hear from these two, and maybe they're pairing Roxanne with Julia right now as well, because to your point many times, Julia's English is probably not the best. So, it should be I think it'll be good to pair them because I think Roxanne is excellent on the microphone. So she's one of the best on the microphone.
Well, I tell you, I mean, Booker T took her under his wing at his school before she got into NXT. So, I mean, she learned from one of the greatest of all time. So, I mean, she's got the chops. I just don't want them to throw her into a storyline without an explanation for it. It's not the best way to introduce, someone of her talent onto the main roster. And you're right about the Julia thing. I mean, I didn't really think about it. Obviously, we've said it before, but when it comes to Japanese wrestlers, they don't speak a whole lot. Hopefully, Julia has taken some hints from the Shinsuke debacle that I need to learn some English. That's where I can stay in some of these storylines. But I guess we'll see what happens. I'm just shocked that so many Japanese wrestlers don't learn English because when considering that you want to, the talent or when you want to tap into wrestling is going to be WWE, you got to learn to speak. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully, we get an explanation soon. I mean, if you're going to do this, you might as well have them go on SmackDown too and start jumping people. I mean, just make it a free for all on them, and at some point, give us some sort of explanation. But they're only focused on the Raw brand right now, and they're just focused on heel for some weird reason.
Yeah, that's totally. So then we had Becky Lynch come to the ring to just talk about taking out the trash and the recycling in Bailey and Lyra, which was really interesting. And there was some fun stuff. I mean, the two I want to talk about this segment, but I also want to talk about Becky going on and kind of like addressing some of the commentary as well, because she was on the Raw recap after the fact and she talked about how people are calling her Becky Hogan and things like that because she's burying people and stuff like that. And I mean, I gotta say, once again, Lyra really impressed me here. Lyra really stood her own. I think Lyra actually handled herself better than almost as good as Becky. And like Lyra definitely does not seem like a rookie anymore. Like she's like, I think that this is really, really good for her. It's probably gonna be a shame that she's gonna lose the title, but like maybe she'll win it back and like become a bigger star from it, which is like what we can hope, right? Because she's the future, and Becky is not.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just going to ask you. So, like, what did you think? And then we can talk about the Becky Hogan thing as well.
Well, I was going to piggyback on what you said. I really think that what if they had Becky lose? Now you're making a more interesting storyline because I mean she was pointing out how Becky's never won an Intercontinental belt and she's jealous of the fact that she has it. I'm wondering if you make her lose because I mean the crowd's right obviously with the whole don't squash her already. She just got the belt. I mean why are we doing this? But then again, the TKO thing. Becky brings money, so
Becky's a big star.
I mean, that's how the belt might work from now going forward. Is whoever's popular gets the belt, and that seems to be what WWE's kind of doing lately. Outside of the obviously Cody the Cody thing. Well, I guess you could say the Cody thing too. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're gonna have to just see what happens. I mean, this one is a mystery to me too. Maybe she wins it. I wouldn't be surprised they let her beat Becky. And maybe Bailey is the reason why she beats Becky because I mean she brought Bailey up in that interview too, calling her garbage. Which is
I mean they're definitely planting the seeds for something there.
Right, which is kind of weird that she's. I mean like she's making it like personal. It sounds like garbage. Everybody's garbage, and I'm just like, wow. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, so Becky was on the Raw recap after the fact as well, and she like had made, comment like she basically was defending herself from people calling her Becky Hogan about how, she was bringing up the she brought up the women's division and helped make it what it was and did all of this stuff with Charlotte and everything else like that. But I did really very much enjoy the comment she made because Mercedes Moné in AEW, formerly Sasha Banks, posted something on X where she was like, had a picture of all of the released wrestlers, and it was like, guys, all get your money and come to AEW, basically, is what it implied.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, maybe Bailey can talk to her friend Mercedes over there, and she can pay her $99 a month to talk to her via text, making fun of her stupid $100 text.
Great.
I died when I heard that.
Great. And, I'll be honest with you, maybe she does feel a certain way about Mercedes, considering the way she left WWE. I mean, they were like pretty much the group that was putting women's division, back on top. Not to get back on top, they put it up there so that you're interested in that, just like you're interested in the men's wrestling. But it's great. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Becky's awesome with the microphone. Even if she's done an interview like that, she's a great listen. So it doesn't shock me that she was able to, throw some things out there to get us talking about it. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I do think I wouldn't be shocked if they have Becky lose this one due to Bailey jumping in this, or maybe Bailey just interferes altogether, just to get involved into a three-way action with this. So maybe it goes to a DQ. Now you got the three women. She jumps in the ring, beats them both up, and
Yeah.
now you got a three-way going.
Yeah, we definitely have to get a match between Bailey and Becky at some point. Like, there's got to be a payoff there. So it'd be interesting when we see Bailey come back because she's been gone since before, the SmackDown before Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll probably come back soon, I would imagine.
I do want to say this. I mean, I do find it interesting that it was weird. I don't know if you felt the same way I did, but you find it weird her just coming out saying, "Yeah, I'm the one to jump Bailey." Like there was no mystery. We didn't get anything. It's just, "Yeah, I jump Bailey." I was like, okay, are we just going to cut right to that storyline, get that out the way right now? So I don't know. Maybe they're having fun with this storyline. Maybe that's what the writers are doing. Just gonna have fun with it. And the best way to put, the fluff up Lyra would be to put her in the ring with those two.
Yeah. Oh my
I
God.
mean,
Yeah. Have her win. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
I mean, you can get. I mean, there's more T-shirts WWE.
Well, they really need to do something with their future women, right? Like Julia, I mean, Io is like probably the middle of her career, but Julia, Roxanne, Lyra, these women who are going to be, Tiffany Stratton, these women who are going to be like the next 10 years of your company, who are going to be your future Becky Lynch's and your future Charlotte Flairs. Like, you need to start elevating them now. And like, what better way than to have, you know, Becky put somebody over? I know we talked to death about the Charlotte Tiffany thing, but Charlotte Tiffany getting put over there. Bailey has been one of the most selfless people on the roster. She's always putting people over, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So yeah, I think it's great. It's probably other than the Fatal Four Way, it's probably my most anticipated match on the card
Well,
this weekend.
the plus for Bailey too is like there comes a time like when you take football, it comes a time where a player realizes like, okay, I've done it all. I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. Now it's for me to help out the team.
Yeah.
And Bailey is that person. She just, I mean, that's another way to keep yourself signed to a contract when you're willing to take those matches where they're going to put somebody over. There's a lot of people that won't do that, and that's why
Yeah.
you see a lot of them getting booted out of WWE. You have no storylines for you because you're not willing to do this. And my hats off to Bailey. I mean, she's been a constant professional, excellent storyteller, excellent wrestler. She is one of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. Um, so, like I said, it'd be great to have her in the ring with those two and just let her feed off of their storylines, let them fluff her up a little bit, and then let her put her 2 cents in like they've been doing with Becky. This is going to be fun. I'm interested in where they're going to go with this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like, I know we brought up Mercedes as well. Like, she's so selfish. Like, you look at her in AEW and like there's all these reports out there, and I'm not claiming that it's true or not, but there's all these reports out there that she's got like creative control over her character. And like just looking at like her resume in AEW, she's lost once
Yeah.
since she's been there. And it's been like a year and change now. And she has not lost any of her titles. She's got like what, 4 titles now? I mean, AEW has like 75 titles, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I never liked her. I know that like the internet wrestling community was like all about her, but I always thought that she was selfish, and I thought that she was really like dangerous in the ring. And frankly, I don't want her to come back. As much as like everybody always talks about that, I don't want her back. I don't care for her.
Well, I'll say she. I mean, in my opinion, she is a good wrestler. There are definitely some spots where she's not as clean as she needs to be. She has injured a few people due to some of her, um, laziness in the ring or not paying attention to in the ring. But once you get WWE on your resume, you can pretty much go to any other wrestling organization and tell them what you want. And
True.
you reach the status she's reached. Look at all the greats. I mean, Hogan did it.
Yeah. I
People
mean,
rock for it now. So I
she
mean,
did. Yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say she did main event to WrestleMania. So
That's all it takes, man. And then as
yeah.
soon as somebody else signs you, she probably told Tony Khan, listen, I need you to add another zero to that check, and I got full creative control over my character. And he was like, okay. In an argument, no pushback. He probably just gave her everything she wanted just to get her on their roster. But now he created a monster over there. And the women's actually, I mean, honest with you, since Mercedes left and, uh, Naomi kind of realized, this is where the bread is buttered. Is probably staying in coming back to WWE. I mean, the women's division is completely taken off because now you don't have her being crammed because she was doing the Charlotte thing too. They were doing it with her too. You know, putting somebody in a match, obviously just cram her into a title match with somebody else, and it's like, okay, enough's enough. So, I mean, at some point, once AEW gets tired of her and they cut her loose, she'll be calling. She'll be calling WWE. It's guaranteed, and
Yeah.
we're gonna wrap her up real good. And you know, hey, listen, you're not coming here and doing what you did in AEW, and you're gonna write our storylines again. Because that was the reason why she left before, wasn't it? She didn't like the way she was being used.
Yeah, something to do with the tag team belts that she
Mm-hmm.
lost with Naomi or something like that.
That's right. They didn't want to lose the belts in that match. They lost the belts in that match, and she got all. Oh no, no, no. They were taken off. They weren't on a pay per view. I think it was, wasn't it? They didn't put them in a match.
I I forget. It had something to do with the booking of the women's tag team belts, like
Mm-hmm.
specifically. I can't it was her and Naomi, and they both left at the same time, but obviously Naomi came back, right? Because
Yeah.
Naomi just went to TNA, so um yeah, anyway, we're kind of going off on a tangent here. Um we did have a returning Sheamus next who went up against Austin Theory with Grayson Waller, and Sheamus won, via a Brogue Kick. And it was interesting that the story with this match was that Theory was kind of like tricked into the match by Grayson Waller, and Sheamus just, he looked great. He landed the white noise from the top ropes, hit the 10 beats of the Bowery, and he laid out all of his classics here. And like, for my money, you got to finish this story with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Like, break them up already. Like, like what are we doing? This has been going on for like a year.
Yeah. Yeah. They haven't really. They just been backstage clowns. Really, is all they've been doing with them. They haven't really done much. I mean, you have two really good talents that you're not doing anything with. So the best thing to do right now, I guess, it is to break them up. Probably a little too late because I mean, the story is that Vince McMahon wanted to turn Austin Theory into the new John Cena, is what the rumors are saying or what the reports are saying. And that kind of got put to the side once Triple H took over everything. It'd be interesting to think because really think they're trying to push him over as a babyface. They want to get Austin Theory to be a babyface. I think he's about due. He's been a heel since he's been in the main roster. So I would like to see him become a face and see what he does. I mean, the kid, he's a good wrestler. He's a fun dude with the microphone. I mean, he doesn't mind doing anything when it comes to a storyline. Yeah, I mean, let's get this Grayson Waller thing now. I mean, Grayson Waller's over here getting shredded up. I mean, I can't. I want to see them two wrestle each other. It's about time they broke up them two. Let's just talk about Sheamus. I mean, coming back. I mean,
I love Sheamus. He looks like $1,000,000.
he
He's like timeless the way he
yeah.
wrestles. Like he's what is he, like 48 right now? Like, I mean, it's just awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing with him too, he's taking on that role we just talked about with Bailey. Is I've been here long enough. I've done it all. You know, maybe they get him his one more title so he can be a Grand Slam champion. I think he needs a
IC belt. He needs the IC
Intercontinental
belt.
belt, right? Yeah. So maybe they put that on him at some point within the next year. Who knows? But Sheamus, I mean, you got a hats off again. I mean, this guy's putting people over. He's involved himself into this match and this storyline. Came off the bench and he put on a decent match. I mean, it wasn't the greatest match I've ever seen, but it was a reason for it. I mean, obviously he was there to beat up Austin Theory and to keep that storyline going. But
Yeah.
Sheamus, I'm glad to see him back. I just don't know how much what else you're going to do with him right now. Hopefully they just keep using him in the role that they were kind of using Braun Strowman in. That's what pretty much. That's probably why they cut Braun. If you think about it, is now you can replace Braun with Sheamus, and he'll be the brute that comes in the ring, smashing people and throwing them around and stuff. So yeah, I mean, Sheamus, hello, Austin Theory. Let's get to that baby face. I'm pretty sure they're going to line that up. Never know. They may even do something on SmackDown to make a match for Backlash for it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Or they can write it out to the next pay per view.
Yeah, I mean, Triple H does love his 5-match cards, and we've got 5 matches on this card. So, but I guess we'll have to see. We did have an impromptu. Well, I don't know if it was announced last week that Rusev was going to have his first match, but it was announced at the beginning of the show. And we have Rusev versus Otis. This was obviously just, I mean, they gave Otis a little bit of offense here, but Rusev just destroyed him. Rusev, hit Akira Tozawa on the outside with a power bomb and just repeatedly assaulted Otis with like kicks to the chest, and then ultimately got him in the accolade submission for the win. And Rusev looks like a monster, and they know this is really only his second week, but like, I mean, let's push this guy to the moon. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he looks like $1 million, and I love the Redeemer character that he brought over from AEW. I think it's great.
Yeah, I can't wait till he gets involved into a real storyline so he can really push this character that he's pushing right now. Because the AEW didn't really give it a chance. They kind of let him be the Redeemer for a month or two, and then he just vanished off TV. So hopefully WWE takes what they dropped, where the ball dropped with the AEW, and bring him over and just let him ride it. Just let him ride it all the way to a championship. Because I'll be honest with you, I never thought he should have been cut to begin with. I thought Vince just turned him into like a clown with the whole Rusev Day. It was fun, but
Yeah.
they turned him into more of a joking character. So, and then they had the stupid thing with Lana and Bobby Lashley going on, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's enough, guys. But yeah, I'm glad to see Rusev. He looked good, man. He looked good for not been in the ring for a while. I mean, Otis did put up a pretty decent match to let him show himself off a little bit. But I was impressed with you know your boy Rusev just being able to move around the ring at that size. I mean, he
Yeah,
moves so
he's a
well.
big guy. He's a big guy.
There's not a lot of guys that can do the old camel clutch there
No.
and bend their knees fully at that size, and he can squat down like it's nothing, and it's impressive. But yeah, I had fun. I had fun watching him in the ring again. It was about time. He was about due. I mean, again, the match ain't nothing to talk about. But let's see where they go with Russo from here. Let's see if they getting tied up with somebody. Who they're going to put him in the ring with.
Yeah, I really like. I'm really hoping he can get into some kind of feud where he can like really sink his teeth into it, and like, I mean, just have him just. I mean, for now, like I know it took Penta like maybe a month and a half of feuding with like random people before they kind of got him into a program. Now he's in like a couple of programs, so I would imagine they're gonna have Rusev smash a few more people before
Mm-hmm.
like he actually gets himself into something. But yeah, and it's the same thing with like with Aleister Black too. Like we talked about him on SmackDown as well. Like, you're gonna have him crush a few people before he like really sinks his teeth into like a really good feud. So let's hope the same thing happens for Rusev.
Well, it's going to probably be Dazawa. He's going to probably challenge him next week, after uh, what he did to Otis. So I'm pretty sure they're lining that one up for a match where he just completely destroys somebody in the ring. I can see him picking him up and throwing him out of the ring on top of people. People are coming. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it probably it's just where are they going to go from there? At this point, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I love the Redeemer. Love it, love it. Physically, he's in great shape. Um, I think they need to give him the respect that he deserves, and maybe give him some sort of a run here with something.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, I foresee before the end of the year that Rusev will have a belt on him at some
Mm.
point. I don't know which, probably maybe the IC belt, but I certainly think Rusev will be a champion
Well,
for
he'll
the.
probably get the U.S. title belt again, like he used to. He had that for a while when he was first in his first run with WWE. He'll probably get the U.S. title again. Then you kind of see where it goes from there. I mean,
Yeah.
nobody really pays attention to the U.S. title all that much. It's really not that important of a title. Um, but yeah, give him the U.S. title, see what happens, and then you move on from there. But I just want to know who. I just want to see him in the ring with some good talent. That's all I want to
Oh
see.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, not. I mean, I like Alpha Academy, but they're jobbers.
That's it. That's
Like
it.
I really I want to get him into some good matches. Like get him in there with Finn Balor, get him in there with AJ Styles, get him in there with there's other people that they can put him up against. Like there's so many like tag teams where they could like just split him off for one match, and just put him in there. You might
Yeah.
have against the New Day at some point because they were out there when he debuted. So it'll be interesting. Which also odd that we've just not seen the New Day, at all. But you're tag team champions. But whatever.
Well, they
Um,
they made a little appearance
but I mean,
during.
like, what are we doing? Like, get them out there, get them wrestling, like, or cut a promo in the ring or something. Like, they're your champions. Your champions need to be on every show.
Well, I told you they don't have any plans. We've been talking about how they've been dropping the ball with these tag belts. So Raw really has no tag teams, really. No
Yep.
men tag teams. So I mean, they're going to hold on to this belt and barely wrestle until they build up the Raw brand with tag teams. So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you. I mean, they're going to have to figure something out with the New Day because they're just walking around being all cocky backstage, and that's all their storyline is now. You know, and
Yeah.
then I mean, if you're going to want us to believe in them as being heels, then you got to make them be heels. They need to be showing up in the ring, beating up people, interfering in matches, talking all kind of crap on the microphone. But it just seems like a real docile New Day. Like there's nothing, they're not giving us anything.
Mm.
So it's almost like you don't even take it serious.
Yeah. We had our face-off segment with Pat McAfee and Gunther, and this was fine. I mean, McAfee really good, tried to really get himself over with the crowd, mentioning local sports teams in Nebraska and talking about eating steak in Nebraska and all this stuff, and Omaha this and Omaha that, and it was fine. And I kind of thought Gunther was excellent too, because Gunther was very much just like no bullshit, right? Like I'm focused on you and I'm gonna just destroy you. And like Gunther needed this during his title reign.
Yeah.
Like he needed to be this killer during his title reign because he wasn't. Like, I mean, he was still Gunther and he was still menacing, but like
Mm-hmm.
he needed to go back to like just being the killer that he was when he was the IC champion. And I think this match is, I mean, Gunther's going to destroy him and obviously write him off of TV for a while.
Yeah.
But, I just think it's this, we need this Gunther back, like desperately. And then the same thing, like, give me this Gunther, just let him go and just destroy people. It's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to do with him because he's obviously in the main event scene. But, like, your main event scene on both shows right now seems really crowded. And I
Yeah.
don't think, like, he's not gonna. I don't think you put him up against John Cena. So like, and your main event on Raw is like super crowded right now. I mean, if you put it like you put him up against like any of these guys at the top of the card right now, like CM Punk, Rollins, Jey Uso again, like I mean, they're probably not gonna do the Jey Uso thing again, but like you're really gonna put him up against like Rollins if he wins the title and have Rollins lose, or you're gonna have him go up against CM Punk or something like that and have him beat CM Punk, like so it's gonna I don't really know where you go with Gunther at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, it was unexpected they had him lose the belt to Jay like that. So that kind of, making us think about what's the plan with him. Um, you're right. The McAfee thing, we already know this is lining up for him to be knocked off of TV, probably up to the football season where he's advertising something at that point. But I just don't know. I don't know what kind of match you're going to get out of this. I mean, is that the right way to say it? I just don't know if you're using Gunther in the right way. Maybe it's because and again, it could be just a layover story so they can figure out what they want to do with Gunther going forward. So I'm gonna treat it as that. This is gonna be like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
So, but you're right. I don't know where you go with him from here. Do you make him, or I'll be honest with you, lottery's coming up. Maybe you send him over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
You may have to send him over to SmackDown and work his way up to the title match over there.
Yeah. I mean, he's got. Yeah. I mean, I could see him going over to SmackDown and like in the interim feuding with people like LA Knight and Damian Priest and just other people who are other faces who are over there on SmackDown. But I eventually would like to get a program between him and Cody. I would like to get I mean, you're not going to get a program between him and John Cena. He already had his program with Randy Orton, so you're probably not going to get that. But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really think of who your other big baby faces are. That seems to be a larger problem within WWE is they're very heel heavy
Mm-hmm.
right now. Like they're very heel heavy, and they don't have a lot of like really strong baby faces like Cody, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and then even everybody else is kind of like in your mid card.
Well, it's kind of what if you kind of look back to the Attitude Era, there wasn't really a lot of baby faces during that time period either. Everybody was kind of anti-hero. You had a few baby faces. John Cena was a baby face. He was the main baby face during that time period. But outside of that, think about it. They didn't have a whole lot of baby faces during that time period. So I think today's wrestling is a little different because of social media, and in order to build interest into a match nowadays, they got to somehow fill out that baby face, roster. And that's why I think Austin Theory is going to be the first step into that. I'm pretty sure Joe Hendry is going to be signed pretty soon, if not already. So there's another baby face you can throw out there. Then you have the darker characters like Aleister Black. Is he a face or is he a heel or is he just in between? He's probably an in-betweener. Jey Uso's right now a super baby face, so you can't really. It's nothing you can say about him right now. But you're right. There's not too many popular baby faces right now. So right now you have a few baby faces, tons of heels and anti-heroes, and you got jobbers.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't even know if I can even name 5 real baby faces in the WWE right now.
Yeah. Cody, Jay, CM Punk, Rey Mysterio.
But does Rey really count? Because he doesn't even hardly even wrestle anymore.
Yeah, Penta's a face. Sheamus is a face. AJ Styles is a face. LA Knight is a face. Damian Priest is a face.
None of those people outside of maybe like getting the pop like Jay and Cody get as far as a baby face goes, none of those guys really carry over that appeal. So I think you've got to bring some fresh talent that's an actual baby face up to the WWE or turn some people into faces. Because you're right, they're flooded with heels, and it's kind of hurting some storylines, and that's kind of why I feel like the writing gets a little lazy because they don't have nothing to really go off of. When you have 2 heels or a heel and anti-hero, you just play to the crowd, and I think the crowd gets confused. I think a lot of times you don't know who to cheer for in matches. Like this match with Seth Rollins and Jey Uso. Seth Rollins, he knows how to work a crowd. And I think you need some of these faces to know how to work a crowd being a heel or being a face.
Yeah.
He had to figure that out. And that's why he's such a top selling guy right now. He had to figure out how to sell being a baby face. And that's kind of what John Cena was alluding to with him. You stole everything from me. Yeah, McAfee, we'll see what happens. Getting back to that, I know we got off track there, but I don't know. I'm not expecting much out of that. I think this is just to get him off of TV, get Gunther, back on TV. We're doing something, and then just figure it out from there.
Yeah. So then we had our main event, as we announced. We had the match between Jey Uso and Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Obviously, as we noted, like the match was never going to have a title change this early. So the match did end in a no contest. But there were a lot of, great near falls in this match. And I just got to say, like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, Jay is doing great work now in the ring. And I don't think Seth Rollins has ever had a bad match. Like, I can't remember Seth Rollins ever having a bad match. He is excellent. And I know he's kind of getting towards the twilight of his career, but like, my God, it is going to be such a shame when that man hangs up his boots because like we have been so spoiled just every single time he gets in the ring. And when he was the World Heavyweight Champion for his first run with that belt, we were so spoiled getting all those matches that we got with him because they were all excellent and he was defending that title all the time. But this, this led to a pretty competitive back and forth. Braun Breaker and Paul Heyman did try to interfere. Then Sami Zayn came out and kind of hit Braun Breaker, and then there's kind of a little bit of assistance there. He ended up eating a spear, and then eventually at the end, CM Punk made his return with the chair and kind of chased the heels off. And he stood in the ring with Sami and Jay as the heels kind of went down the ramp, and sort of that's how the show went off the air. And then there was a segment after the fact which we'll talk about in a second, but how did you feel? Obviously the match was excellent, but like, how did you feel about this and like CM Punk returning and kind of where we're going with this?
Hey, well, like I said earlier, I think I'm taking back what I said about Jay. He put on a great match, and a lot could have to do with him being in the ring with Seth Rollins. But he held his own in this. I was thoroughly entertained with this match. I thought that Jay got off his moves when he needed to. He even did a few things you didn't expect him to do in the ring. But you're right. I mean, Seth Rollins. I mean, first ballot Hall of Famer. I mean, the day he retires, the day he goes in the Hall of Fame. I mean, the guy puts on a great show in the ring. He puts on a great storyline. He knows how to use the microphone. His crazy looks got you talking. I didn't. I thought this was going to be the typical Jey Uso type match, and somebody would interfere. It wasn't going to be a long match. Somebody would interfere in it, but they put on a little bit of a show. I mean, they wrestled for quite a bit, longer than I expected them to wrestle for that belt. Sami Zayn jumping in. I might be honest with you. I think this is opening up the door for them to introduce the third character, because now you have 3 guys who interfered in that match, and there's only 2.
Yeah.
So who's going to be the third person? And I think that's what's opening the door for this, because now you got 3 people interfering in matches. So now you're going to have Seth. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long, if they're going to carry out the Seth versus Jey Uso thing. I think they're going to end it right here and probably focus on Sami. Who is going to be the third guy?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Seth is going to get his win back, I think, against CM Punk. But yeah, because it very much seems like we're leading to some kind of match, right? And after the show went off the air, Logan Paul did come out and lay out Jey Uso. So, we're going to get that match. I have no doubt Jey will retain. It'll probably be at the Saturday Night Main Event at the end of the month. But I mean, I think after the fact, to your point, yeah, like it's going to be some kind of triple threat, and they got to introduce their next guy, like whoever it's going to be. And it's fascinating to think about, like, who could it be? I mean, maybe maybe, I mean, I know you think he might go face, but hell, maybe they pull the trigger and put Theory in there. Maybe they put, I mean, probably not Carmelo Hayes, but he would be real good in that spot too. Like he's kind of involved in some stuff, but like you get him out of it real quick. I would love somebody like Theory in there. I think it would be great. And eventually they got to probably get a woman in there too. But that makes sense for like Becky later on. But it's got to be somebody like that we're just completely not expecting it to be, and I think that would make it the most fun.
Well, in my opinion, because I mean, it seems like he's aiming towards using young talent to be the catalyst into the next generation of wrestling, and that's his whole point.
Mm-hmm.
I can see Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
I can see Grayson Waller being that third guy, another young, tall kid who can move around the ring really well. And he's almost, I mean, honestly, he kind of wrestles like Seth Rollins. He throws his body all over that ring. He can jump out of the ring, into the ring. I don't really care about his whole get-up, his outfit. I think we need to change that up a little bit. But outside of that, I mean, Grayson Waller would be another one you could throw in there. But they also had the rumors about, what's the guy that, the free agent that everybody was talking about? Supposedly it's signed with WWE. What's his name? Saki guy.
I don't know.
I can't remember his doggone name. I have to look it up. I can't remember what his name was, but there was talks about him. He signed a contract with WWE. He just hasn't debuted. Let's see. Signing.
Jeff Cobb?
Yes. But he's a brute. I mean, you already got one.
Yeah.
Now you can't have 2. You gotta have someone that offsets that. I can probably see Grayson Waller. Hey, maybe if he taps into Finn Balor.
You know who just came to my mind, who would be really, really interesting because he's basically done with his run in NXT now? Ethan Page.
I can see it.
Yo.
I can see it.
Wow, would that be fun?
What a way to introduce him to the roster, to put him in. That'd be perfect.
And he's so good in the ring. He's so good on the microphone. Ethan Page would be awesome. And he's going to be there for like another 10 years. Oh, man, that would be sweet.
Yeah, if you think about the people in NXT right now that you could possibly bring up, he'd be the first one to come to your mind because you need a heel. And he's the person to do it. He comes in dressed up, all flashy and stuff when he's in the ring, and he's great. Like you said, he's great with the microphone to wrestle. Plus, he's still young enough that he can roll around the ring all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, then you could really stick it to AEW like, yo, look what we did.
Right? Look, another guy we just put in the main event. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's selling like hotcakes, and he's popular. Hey, listen, you might got something there, Mike. I didn't think about it. I didn't think about Ethan Page. Maybe that's the guy.
I really like Ethan Page. I think he's excellent. He's had so many good matches in his run in NXT, but I kind of think he's done because like he won the title. You know, he was feuding for a little while over the mid card belts. I mean, he doesn't really have much more to do in NXT at this point. Like,
Hmm.
certainly not going to be the one to beat Oba, you know, and like he's just been kind of sitting there, like waiting for something to do. And yeah, I love it. Oh my God, give it to me. That'd be a lot of fun.
I'm already picturing him jumping in the ring with some hoodie on,
Yeah,
clocking
right.
Sami Zayn or clocking CM Punk on the back of the head with a chair or something and let him be. Hey, and don't forget about the chairmen in NXT too.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's a great heel. I'll be honest with you. He is a fan. I never thought of him being a heel team with the AEW. I'll be honest with you. He's only one of the reasons I watched AEW because he's such a great heel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
His whole moniker of the chairman. I love it. He just walks over the chair everywhere. It's great. I could see that too.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. You heard it here first, folks.
That's it. Put a mark it. Put it on your
Book it.
calendar.
Book it. Fantasy book it.
Yes, yes, yes. Now I'm more excited.
There you
I'm
go.
more excited now. Because if it's
Yeah,
Ethan Page, I mean, that really sets it off. I can't wait to see that. And let
I
him
mean,
learn.
he's got to get up to the main roster at some point, and what a way to bring him up to the main roster. Like that would be perfect.
And the perfect two people that bring him along in the WWE way thing is Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman.
Mhm.
I mean,
And
that's
then
what they're doing with Braun Strowman. That's what Braun. That's what they're doing with
Breaker.
uh yeah, Braun
Yeah.
Breaker. I mean, you could do the same thing with Ethan Page. And there's another set of guys, the catalyst over into the next generation.
Yep. Absolutely.
Let's do it, man. Because honestly, the men's division doesn't have that many young wrestlers being pushed to the
No.
top as far as the men's division.
Yeah, I mean, Braun Breaker is it. Like he's the future. I mean, so many of the rest of the every other guy at the top of the men's division right now is past 35.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Braun Breaker's what, 26?
Yep.
He's going to
Yep.
be there for another 15 years.
Yep. 20. He'll be on there
Yeah.
for another 20 years. I mean, his shape, his physique, and the way he stays fit. I
Oh,
mean, you can see him at 20 years.
he's built like a brick shit house. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I could definitely see that. I mean, hey, listen, man, you open up the door for some possibilities here, Mike. You need to make that phone call.
Totally.
Hey, Levick, however you want to say it. I got a story
HHH.
for you.
Oh
Let's
man,
talk to you.
too much. So, final thoughts on Raw.
I thought it was a good one. I mean, I'll be honest with you. After that stinker on Friday night, they needed this. They really did need this, and I thought they put on. I think I brought it up about the SmackDown show. I think they don't have enough time to
Yeah.
develop anything down there as far as wrestlers and storyline. So I think they kind of cram into their shows. They may need to switch that show to a 3 hour show to keep pace with Raw. But I give it a B plus.
Yeah.
This show definitely give it a B plus overall. I thought they helped us out with some storylines. I thought there was some pretty decent matches that were going on. Obviously, with the stuff that we spoke about earlier, we need to get some explanation regarding Perez and Julia, find out what's going on with that, where you're going to go with Gunther going forward from here. But outside of that, I mean, I think there was enough in this show that it turned it into a pretty decent show. So I give it a B plus.
Yeah, I agree with you. Good. It was a good show. It was an easy watch. There were 5 matches, which is good because the last couple of weeks we've only gotten 3. So, yeah, give me wrestling on my wrestling shows, and I'm happy.
Yeah,
So,
hands down, man. It was a good show. We'll see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. So that's our episode, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, hit that like and subscribe button. Help us get to 100 subs. We're going to do a giveaway when we get there, as I've mentioned numerous times, and look forward to our other content this week. We're going to have a fun video for you in the next day or so. We're going to take a look at that. We'll just leave it a surprise, actually. We have a real fun video coming up for you, but also on Friday, we'll put out our predictions for Backlash as well, which is this weekend. So enjoy that, and we'll talk soon, and have a great evening, guys.